Hi guys! So for my 2012 New Year's resolution, I decided to read 365 books in 1 year. It can be any book I want, just as long as it has 250 pages, and I don't know, it seems interesting. I'm not going to read a book I don't think sounds interesting. For my first book, book 1 of 365, I fell into The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This book was pretty amazing for a young adult book. Not just for a young adult book, for any book. But it's considered a young adult fiction. This story is about Kat and Peta and Gail, and they all live in a world that we don't. They live in like a post-apocalypse war, I almost say, where the world's divided up into 13 districts plus the capital, which is kind of like lorded over all of the rest of the districts, and it's pretty strict and things are really different than you would expect. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's not a book I've read before. It's not set in a time frame that I've read before. So I really enjoyed it. This book is graphic though. I think personally, teenagers killing other teenagers is very graphic. But it's done in a way where you're like, oh my god, I need to turn the next page and know what's happening. I read this book in 2 hours. It's 367 pages. Yeah. I read this book in 2 hours. I could not put it down. I could not eat. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't do nothing. I needed to finish this book right now. It was amazing, and it was an amazing new series to jump right into. So I'm glad this was my first choice. And when I finished that book, the same night I read my second book, Catching Fire, which is book 2 in the Hunger Games trilogy. While this book ends, and you think, that's great, it's done, I don't need to know anymore. When you read this book, you're like, oh, I'm so glad that she made another one. I didn't miss out on this part of the story. I think that like similar things happen in this book and it's about the same people. But in Catching Fire, it goes into much more detail, and I think it steps up its game a little bit. This is definitely my favorite one out of the 3. I would give this a 5 out of 5. This is one of my favorite books, and I would say it's almost like in my top 10 list of favorite books I ever read. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. But when this book is over, I had to run right down to Books A Million and buy the 3rd book, Mockingjay, which was kind of nice that they were all 3 out. I didn't have to wait to know what happens, because this book ends in a cliffhanger and you're like, I need to know right now what happened. So I ran and picked up Mockingjay, and from the time I started the Hunger Games to the time I finished Mockingjay was about 7 hours. So you can see I did nothing. I don't think I remembered to eat dinner that night. I needed to finish these books and I needed to know what happens. This book is great. Let me preface this by saying this book is great. I think this is the weakest of the 3. Personally, I think this book could have been split into 2, and you could have spent more time with details. Because in book 3 alone, you're introduced to 6 or 7 new characters, and they're major characters. Like, they jump right into the action, and you're expected to like be emotionally invested in them when you just met them. That's a downturn for me. And also, like, this book is go, go, go for however many pages are in this book. 370. It's go, go, go from the minute to end until the last chapter. And then I feel like she wasn't sure how to end it, and then so she just does. Like, she tries to wrap everything up nice and tidy, but I don't think anybody would be satisfied with your ending. You want to know what's going on. You want to know what happens. Like, for lack of a better word, and Miss Collins, I apologize. It's a very high school English paper ending, like, da-da-da-da-da, the end. Like, that's not... I just emotionally invested 7 hours and $40 in reading these books, and it just ends. I don't know. I'm sure other people feel differently, but that's how I feel. I still would recommend this series, no problem. I think this series is amazing. And I look forward to reading other books she writes, because I think that she does write in an interesting way and about interesting things. I just wish it was longer. I'm sure everybody wishes their favorite books were longer. So those are book 1, 2, and 3 of the new year. I'm going to upload a video for every book I read, unless maybe like I read it in a trilogy, then I might do it together like this one. And so you'll be getting quite a few videos soon. I'm going to put a link in the down bar for the movie trailer for The Hunger Games, which comes out in March. It's pretty exciting. So maybe you'll hear my review and then watch the trailer and want to know what happens. So hopefully subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye.